What even is HIPAA and why should you care? Well, I'll tell you this, it's not just some scary acronym that your office manager throws around. HIPAA stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is basically a fancy way of saying that if you don't protect your patient's data, you're going to get slapped with a lawsuit and a pretty hefty six-figure fine. It's a federal law that makes sure that your patient's data and information stays private. HIPAA applies to doctors, nurses, staff, marketers, really anyone who handles patient information. And yes, of course, that includes your front desk staff. And just one repost from someone on your front desk can cost you up to $50,000 or even more. Listen, I'm sure your team does not mean to break HIPAA. They probably just don't know better and weren't taught better. But here's the reality of the situation. Sharing a boomerang in the waiting room with a patient in the background, violation. Replying to a patient's comment mentioning their treatment, violation. Filming a behind-the-scenes story without checking who's in the background, violation. And violations aren't just scary, they're expensive. I'm talking $100,000 to $50,000 per violation, depending on how bad it is. The solution? Train your staff on social media do's and don'ts. Use written policies with examples. Have one person in charge of social media approvals. And think about having a quarterly or maybe seasonal HIPAA refresher course to make sure your staff stays on top of their compliance and make sure that all of your new hires are given HIPAA training from day one so they are informed of best practices and policies. Because your staff is not only part of your brand, they are part of your compliance strategy. So before you hit post on your next TikTok or Instagram story, be sure to ask yourself, does this reveal anything about a patient, even accidentally? And when in doubt, leave it out. Want a free copy of our HIPAA and social media staff survival guide? Just comment the word staff down below and I'll send you over a copy. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of HIPAA Hiccups.